well that most times in romantic relationships, it's the guy who's pushing the sexual boundaries. Still, two wrongs don't make a right. In the real world, like outside the world of fiction novels, women who behave like Bella get hurt. In the real world, women who behave like Bella get hurt. And as a father and as your pastor, I don't want that for anyone. A third negative, from all that I've read this week via blogs, websites, and reports on the Twilight phenomenon, too many women are spending too much time immersed in these books and movies. And I'm not just being a cranky old dad or a conservative pastor or a guy with an overdeveloped Protestant work ethic. These books are for entertainment. They're romantic fiction. And when it comes to entertainment, as with managing our sexual emotions, all of us need to live with restraint. We need to live with balance in our lives. Now, regardless of what you do for entertainment, read Stephanie Meyer books, surf the net, watch YouTube clips. I hate going on YouTube because I can't just watch one. I'm like watching 20 of them, right? Play video games, watch TV, rock out to your iPod, text, chat, play golf, whatever you do for entertainment, there's a limit. There has to be a limit. People who accomplish great things in this one life that they've got realize this. Time is a limited resource, and friends, there is a lot to do. I was thinking about this yesterday at breakfast, reading about this huge chunk of ice 3 times the size of Manhattan that broke away from Greenland and is heading toward Newfoundland and is on a collision course with oil rigs like we need another golf episode. Friends, there are environmental problems to solve like oil spills. Someone's got to invent cleaner burning automobiles. Someone's got to discover how to make renewable energy forms more accessible to the average Canadian. We should spend more time thinking about some of those challenges. There are languages to learn, and different people groups to meet, and cultures and religions to appreciate and get to know. It requires time. There are poor and impoverished people who are suffering. We may not be able to go to Africa or Haiti. However, by working hard and living with balance, we'll have more money to be able to give to credible aid organizations, to this church that's trying to make a difference in this community, and with widows and orphans through Project Hope in Zambia. We'll be able to make this world a better place. Spending all of our time in entertainment drains our resources that could be used for higher purposes, and also robs us of time that we need to work to earn money. I think you get my point. At our Wednesday night movie group, after watching New Moon, one of the people present made a statement that was later communicated to me, and I want to end with this. It's my final negative. This person wondered aloud, do the films and books in the Twilight series set young teens up for picking boys poorly? Time and again, Bella throws caution to the wind and does what she's sure will put her in the path of danger. Do we really want young girls picking guys based solely on their being risky or dangerous, as Edward and Jacob are both risky and dangerous? Do we want maturing young women to make one of the most important choices that they will ever make based on the feelings of infatuation or adolescent-type love, which the film portrays and sensualizes? Just so happens I'm spending time with 4 River City couples who are getting married. We're doing a pre-marriage preparation course together, which I think is really exciting. And at our most recent session, we learned from a respected psychologist that those feelings of infatuation, like the warm fuzzies, the butterflies that you get, which the Twilight series portrays, well, those end between 2 and 3 years into a relationship. Those feelings eventually end. So what happens then? Do you leave your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mate, your spouse? Well, that's when love has to become a choice. I choose to keep loving you even though I may not feel loving towards you every moment of every day. The love that lasts beyond that infatuation period is what I call mature love, or adult-type love. I have a daughter whom I love very, very much. And I want what's best for her in every way. And where relationships are concerned, I want my daughter to be successful and to avoid as much pain as possible. And should she decide to get married one day, I hope she picks a man whom she'll have the capacity to develop this adult-type love with, and who in turn will reciprocate with self-sacrificing adult-type love. And I am looking out, and every dad here wants the same for his daughter or daughters. Well, there's lots of food for thought this morning. Some of you may want to watch this on YouTube later this week just to process it a bit more. I think from this morning's talk it's clear that this task of engaging culture is not easy. What we're trying to do at River City Church, it's the road less traveled by. It's more difficult because engaging culture is not as cut and dry as many would like us to believe, or we would hope it would be. Christ gives us this incredible challenge in John chapter 17 as his followers. He says, I don't call you, Father, to take my followers out of the world, but I want you to equip them to be in the world, but not of the world. To be in the world means that we've got to understand this world that we live in, and we have to be able to relate to it and with it. Otherwise, our witness becomes ineffective. Then we become a clanging gong or a clashing cymbal. To be not of the world means that we've got to do many things differently than the masses, than our neighbors, our classmates, co-workers, or the majority. We've got to courageously identify the good, as well as honestly identify the bad in things, which is a real challenge when you live in a culture where so many see only the good or only the bad. And that's our commitment here at River City Church. It's my commitment to you as a pastor. As long as you come here and make this church your home, we promise to give you a real Christian faith that you can take out into your everyday lives, a real Christian faith for the real world. And I believe, as Melissa said, that's part of our unique contribution to Christ Church in Cambridge. I'm going to lead you in prayer, and then the band's going to send you off with a song that's going to direct our thoughts to God. Let's pray. Father in heaven, you call us to love you with all of our heart, with all of our soul, and all of our strength. But you also call us to love you with all of our mind. And my prayer for this congregation, for this church family, is that we would do that we would walk that less traveled road, that we would be people of discernment who would seek to love you with the minds that you have given us as a gift. Help us to live with balance. Help us to be discerning. Lord, this is the challenging way, but you give us all the resources we need. You give us each other for accountability and encouragement. You give us your word for light on this journey. And you give us your spirit to encourage us when we're down, to communicate grace to us when we fall, and to help us to stay connected with you when there are so many competing messages in this world that we live in. Lord, I pray your blessing on this congregation. I pray your blessing on the young women and young men of this church. They've had a lot to digest here. I thank you for their courage in being here this morning. And I just pray, Lord, that you would bless them in ways that they can't even begin to imagine, according to your grace. In Jesus. Amen.